We're joined by Stuart Bannigan for tonight's afternoon interview. Stuart, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing? Fine, thanks.
I'm good. There's only really one place for us to start, and that's with last Thursday's 5-0 win over Montrose. How satisfying was a result was that for the team?
It was good because it was the end of a tough week. We knew how much an important week it was. We was playing 3 games, and teams round about was only playing one. So we knew we had to take maximum points for the games to give ourselves a chance. And the way we done it, we keeping clean sheets and scoring goals. Certainly made us happy after the game on Thursday, and added on with that playing Tuesday, Thursday, such a quick turnaround and to put the performance in that we done. The players were delighted.
We were 4-0 up after about 55 minutes, and they only had 2 shots on target all game long. Did it feel like the sort of most complete performance we've had for a while at both ends of the pitch?
I think so. We looked pretty comfortable. As you said, they didn't create much. But I think the difference, the other night was, when the chances came along, we took them. We're pretty clinical. I don't think we played the best football in terms of, moving the ball about and stuff like that. But the most important part of the game is scoring and keeping clean sheets. And we looked pretty clinical that night.
Yeah, we've got in front of a brace from Zach Rudden to add to the 2 that he'd got against Clyde earlier in the week. How good has it been to see him scoring and getting up and running as a league scorer for Thistle after the stop-start year that he's had?
I'm delighted for him because you see that he cares. I see it in training with him. Every day that he cares about his performances, and he'll tell you himself he's been pretty unlucky with injuries this season. He's came back quite a lot of times to train and broke down and not quite get the run of games that he wanted. And then when he did come back, sort of 3-4 weeks ago, he was missing chances. He was a bit deflated. He just wanted off the mark. But credit to him, he stuck to it, and he's been brilliant. Been brilliant. Such an important game against Clyde. He scored 2 and then 2 again the other night. Fingers crossed, we can keep that run going and really help us sort of try and push up the league even more. And, such a critical time of the season that we're delighted to see him hit a bit of form.
Yeah, you mentioned that he had been missing a few chances. He was just a bit frustrated with himself. But do you think that those 4 goals will give him that confidence, that platform to go and, as you say, sort of refine that form that we know he's had from his time at Falkirk? We know he's a goal scorer.
Yeah, should do. It should do. You've seen it in training the past, couple of days. He's vibrant and looking sharp, and he should be confident because he's he's hitting the nose going in. So fingers crossed he keeps that going. But I saw the togetherness of the team the other night when he did score his goals. We were all buzzing for him. So long may that continue.
You went and got the 3rd goal with a fantastic free kick. Where does that one rank among your career goals?
Oh yeah. I think my first free kick I've ever scored. I've not hit many, but the ones I've hit before haven't been very good. So I was delighted with that one. Keeper gave me a wee bit too much side to hit, and lucky for me it went in the corner. First goal of the season, and a pretty important one because we didn't want the game sort of lingering at 2-0. It's quite a dodgy one, so he wanted to make sure the game was out of sight, and that goal sort of sealed the win. So I was delighted with that. Hopefully the manager keeps me on them for the coming games.
Is that something you've been working at all, or is it just that you saw the opportunity and just went for it?
No, really. I just saw the opportunity, to be honest with you. It was pretty close to the 18-yard line, so I knew I didn't have to hit it with much power. It just had to get over the wall. As I said, the goalkeeper, he was standing a bit too far over on one side, I felt, so I just had to get it over the wall, and lucky for me, it went in.
You mentioned scoring at the start of that second half when maybe you fear that they'd come back at us. That's something that we made a habit of doing recently. I think we did it at Peterhead, we did it at Air Jones as well. It seems like we're doing quite well and putting games to bed at the moment, something that we maybe struggled with in the first half of the season.
Yeah, first half of the season, if you look back in it, we gave away quite a few points from winning positions late on. So, listen, it's not to say that we didn't try and score goals in the game; it just didn't happen for us. But it seemed in the past week that we came out in the second half and had to try and bury teams. We've done it, and it makes everybody's viewing much more comfortable, and especially being on the park as well. You feel being 3-0 up, but it should be games of bogey.
And it wasn't just the 3rd, went and got the 4th through Scott Tiffany in the 55th minute, and That's 6 and 8 games since he arrived at the club for us. How important has his addition been to the attack and the improvement we've had since he's come?
He's been excellent. He's been excellent. Probably a standout player, just in terms of what he's bringing, goals and assists. He's got that bit of trickery and a bit of pace to go by a man and create something. And even in the game, I think it was a Clyde game, he wasn't having his best game in terms of his standards, but he done the important part and he got to the byline and put a fantastic cross in for Zach. So at the important moments, he's standing up for us. So he's been a superb addition. He's a great guy as well.
And Shea scored the 5th. That made it 10 goals in the last 3 games. What do you think the main catalyst has been for our attack improvement? Is it just a confidence thing, just hitting the net more regularly?
Yeah, I think so. I think the players, we really understood that it's such an important time as well. We let ourselves down for the first part of the season in terms of a few of the results, and we knew how much an important week it was. And credit to the boys, the forward players really stood up and delivered for us. So we just need to keep that going for the next 5 games, and you never know. We'll see where it takes us.
And in the first half of the season, our defensive form was sort of the standout part of our game. But since we've come back from the break, it hadn't been as good. But we've now had 3 clean sheets in a row. How important is that return to defensive form as well to pair with the attacking form?
Yeah, the defence was superb first half of the season. No complaints on that side. I think the defence was one of the best in the league. So the boys done superb. Came back and it didn't quite click for us, getting away too many daft goals, individual errors, and starting games really poorly, which is a team effort more than just sort of defensively. But Belly's came in the last 3 games, really experienced player, played many games and slept alongside Big Daz Brownlee really well. The two of them have been superb, and they marshal you really well.
And we knew going into the last week that we had the chance to really pile the pressure on the teams above us with those 2 games before they played on Saturday. How good did it feel to come out the other side, having those wins under our belt, and then be able to just sort of sit back and wait for the result?
Yeah, we knew that we had 3 games and they only had 1, and then we could watch and see how the game went the weekend. But we knew that would only matter to us if we got the 3 wins. So we've got the 3 wins now, but the only thing that does is it just puts us back into the hunt. It doesn't make us favourites, doesn't make us feel like we've cracked it or anything like that. We're only back in the hunt now, and we know it's sort of back in our hands. And if we keep doing what we're doing, we'll pick up results.
And it's just 1 point in between the top 3 teams, and I think the top of the table felt a long way away a couple of weeks ago, but it's all changed since then. Does that sort of speak to the character of the team, the way we've sort of fought back?
Yeah, we always thought we'd have half a chance if we put a run together. But like everybody else, 2-3 weeks ago, drawn too many games, and it seemed to be when we slipped up, the other team slipped up, so it was a bit deflating for us. We weren't gaining ground and catching teams, but we stuck at it and plugged away, and we've clawed most of the points back, and we're right in the hunt now.
Yeah, and we've got 5 massive games left now. How do we approach this final spell of the season?
Just with our confidence and belief in ourselves. We know it's going to be difficult. We know that every game is going to be so important because you're going to be playing against each other, and there can be really no room for error. If you end up losing a game, you're losing to one of your rivals. So it's going to be very important, and we need to try and keep the mistakes down to a minimum. But the players have got confidence, and we believe we can do it if we show the right attitude and turn up to each game knowing that it means a lot.
And our final pre-split fixtures tomorrow against Dumbarton, when they came to Firhill, it was a really frustrating day, one where we drew 0-0. What do we need to do better this time to make sure that we can get all 3 points?
Yeah, I remember that game well. We had quite a lot of the ball, and a lot of stuff around about the box, quite a few chances. It just didn't fall for us that day. One of those days. So I just need to keep sort of playing the way we're playing. But I've played down there a few times, and it's never easy. It's always tough games, and we'll certainly not be going down there thinking we'll get the points wrapped up or anything like that because we've been on a good run. Not at all. The Barton are fighting for their lives as well, and they're at the end of the table. So we know it's going to be a tough game, and we need to turn up and sort of look at it that way.
Well, thanks for your time, Stuart, and good luck for the game.
Good man, thank you.